Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, I have, as usual, my co-host, my friend, my
partner in crime,
partner in crime,
That's
Stu
it.
Woolley, or
Yay.
Woolley. No, it's Woolley.
Woolly.
Yes,
Woolly.
Woolley. Yes.
That's it. 2 O's and 2 L's. Very confusing.
I know.
Evening all. Hey, Johnny K's in the house. Before we start, we just say a heartfelt apology from myself and Jarvis. Johnny K and his lovely wife had a bereavement just recently. So, Johnny, we love you loads. Great to see you in the chat, mate. So, always reach out, pal, when you need us. You know we'll always be here for you.
Yes, it's what this channel is about: community, taking care of each other. I just want to say I'm so sorry that we are running a little bit late. You know, I had some problems with my microphone, so I sat there talking to Stu. Stu was like this.
Go on, Ian.
Had to go in and out, restart, download stuff. You know, I'm so stressed at the moment. But thank you for being patient. I just want to say hi to people in the chat. I see Alien Tenno is here. He comes in with the big up Jarvis and chat. In my honest opinion, we will lose tomorrow. Okay,
Yes,
not the biggest. Everton's last game versus United at Goodison Park. I'm afraid this United team just hasn't got the heart for it. So Alien Tenno coming in on a Friday night, not being entirely optimistic, but I think we all feel a little bit pessimistic about the game tomorrow, but we will come to it. We have Danny B here, we have Johnny K, Day 147, and the Wootinator comes in with an update and say, evening all, and
Brilliant.
11 likes already. So that's fantastic.
That is great.
About the likes. So yeah, we have a game tomorrow.
I am Titanium. Lovely. Thank you for joining us.
I am Titanium.
No, isn't that Transformer? No, is that Transformer?
I don't know.
Titanium Transformer? I don't know.
Maybe.
I couldn't tell you, but welcome.
And Tualumba Piri is in the house too. Yes.
Oh well, of course. The Wootinator Tualumba. Yes. Good to see everyone.
Yes, good to see everyone. We have a game tomorrow. It's an early kickoff. It's a 12:30 kickoff UK time. It's 1:30 for me in Norway. I'm 1 hour behind you guys. So yeah, it will be an interesting game. We are up against an Everton team that's it's a song.
I'm Titanium. It's a song.
I'm Titanium. Is it that one?
Or it could be I'm Titanium. I don't know. Please don't listen. Whatever song it is, he's turned off. He's switched off. I'm not listening to those two losers. He's gone. Sorry if we butchered that song, fam.
It's Friday night. I hope everybody's happy that they have something to drink. If it's tea, water, beer, whatever, it's Friday night. Enjoy your weekend.
Bit of vitamin C.
Yes, enjoy your beverage. Yes, as I was saying, we have a game tomorrow, and we are playing Everton 12:30 kickoff. The Everton are the informed team at the moment. They are winning a lot of games. I had all my things ready, but I had to restart, so now I have to get it up again. So give me 1 second, and I will give you the facts.
I can go through. Yeah, since this year, let's have a look. So let's start on the 29th of December. Lost to Forest at home, which is no. Oh, have you got it coming up? Brilliant. Which is no.
Yes.
Mean feat. So you've gone the last 5. So beating Palace, good result, because look what Palace did to us. Drawing with Everton was excellent. Losing to Bournemouth is no disgrace at all. Beating Leicester. Losing to Bournemouth. They drew with Everton, lost to Liverpool, lost to Bournemouth, which is no disgrace because Bournemouth are an outstanding football team. And then, of course, you got them beating Leicester 4-0. And again, Brighton away 1-0. So, Adam, good to see you. And we've had a more settled run, but it's still been quite a mixed bag, hasn't it?
Yes.
Getting beat by Tottenham, last time out. Palace turned us over 2-0. And then obviously we had Stoyer in there. But we beat Fulham away 1-0. And Fulham were playing very well at that particular time.
We got to be honest, that game, that was a steal.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's football. You want to go and smash and grab it, don't you?
Yes.
You know, if we can go away to Everton tomorrow and do a smash and grab, let's take it. Let's just take it all day long. Tomorrow, it's not how we played that's important. It's what we actually come away with for once. And Everton will be and I know you want to go through some stuff with Everton, but just briefly, there'll be no pushovers tomorrow. Moyes hasn't come in and done anything specific. He's not actually come in and said, right, I'm going to play a 4-4-2 back in the olden days that I might have done with Everton 9 years ago. He's come in and he's absolutely ripped up the Everton rulebook, the Sean Dyche rulebook. He's played with 4 at the back. Yeah, he's played with 4 at the back. He's played with 3 at the back. He's used Yarmolenko as a fucking wing back, for Christ's sake. And is feeding Yarmolenko a lot quicker than what he used to, but he's holding on to the ball, interestingly enough. So he's allowing Yarmolenko to ghost into these patches of area, which is where I believe we might have those problems. You know, we call them the ghost areas, where a player will just ghost into an area. We know that Undai is a very accomplished footballer. We all know in the Devilish Tactico's room he's a very accomplished footballer. But he's holding on to it a little bit better now. I always felt under Dyche he was quite quick with his passing. He would really look to feed Yarmolenko or whoever was playing up top there, because let's face it, they've changed on a regular basis, haven't they? Because Calvert-Lewin's, injured, and they've had problems up front. They've got
they're struggling with a lot of injuries. They have a lot of injuries in the Everton team.
Have you got their injury list by any chance? Or?
Yes, we can go through it. This is the injury list for the game. Coaches, obviously, it's David Moyes, as we all know, the old Man United manager. Coming back. Say again?
Danny B's just said, keep an eye on Alcaraz. Undai is injured, so I didn't realise Undai was injured.
Yes, Undai is injured. It's a knee injury. I think he's out until March. Yes, but I don't know. They have a lot of good wingers. They have we will come to it, but they have that old Leeds guy. What's his name again? They have Harrison and this
Harrison's the Leeds guy from
Alcaraz, and they also have Doucouré. So they have a lot of options. I don't know who will start on this team. As you see here. This is the predicted lineup from FootMob. Pickford in goal, O'Brien as right back, Tarkowski, as we all know, Branthwaite, and Mykolenko.
Unbelievable, Mykolenko at wing back.
Yes,
or full back, whichever, because he won't stay at full back.
No. Yeah, it could be more of a 3-5-2 kind of system. I don't know. We will see. But Alcaraz is in the starting lineup here, but no Doucouré, so I'm not sure who will start. We will see tomorrow.
Beto up front, I think that's our only option up front, isn't it?
Beto, yeah, but he's been brilliant. He's been scoring, I think, three goals in the last 4 games, I believe.
Yes, we're gonna have problems with him tomorrow.
So his last games, he had let's say 1 goal against Palace, 1 goal against Liverpool. Didn't score against Bournemouth, and he had 2 against Leicester. So he had 4 goals in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
So he's the one to look out for.
He also scores deep into time by looks of it as well.
So it will be interesting watching Everton. And I don't know, guys, what you expect from this Everton team. Sean Dyche is gone. But David Moyes, is no all-out attack manager. I don't know if it's learned, but he used to be like a 4-2-3-1 manager. He liked to play with wingers, like old-fashioned, solid central line with the centre-backs, solid 2 DMs playing all the time.
When you look at that,
he used to play in West Ham. He had Declan Rice and the Czech guy. What's his name? Souček.
Souček.
Yes, as the 2 DMs. So
He, I
it's a
think
physical team.
David Moyes has become an illusionist. He's become an escapologist. The way that he doesn't set Everton up, because if you've looked at them over the last 4 to 5 games, the way they've been playing, they've been mixing it up. So, you know, Moyes has made them not difficult to beat because we don't know what the structure of their play is.
No.
We just have to work it out during the game. And I quite like that about football anyway. I've always said that to you, Jarvis. I like the puzzle that is before you when you're playing a game of football. And it's up to you to pick that lock open, isn't it? To, you know, to crack open the safe, so to speak. And the way that Moyes was using Yarmolenko and Diet, that, you know, before he got injured, was pivotal to the way that he played. But I know a little bit about Alcaraz as well. Jack Harrison, I think I like Jack Harrison. I think he's more of your old-fashioned.
I agree.
Type player, but better up front. He's going to give us problems, isn't he? We know this. In fact, I'd rather play Calvert-Lewin if he wasn't injured all the time, because at least you know what you get from Calvert-Lewin. He's going to try and bulldoze you out of the way. Beto is a bit more wily, you know, in my opinion. So I'll be interested to see what we do, how Amorim decides to counteract that. So what I would do, not that it really matters, Jarvis, but I would do is I wouldn't actually bother about Everton. I wouldn't worry about how they're going to set up. I wouldn't worry about what their game plan is. I'd focus on ourselves on this particular occasion, and I'd go in and play our game and not play Everton's game, because I feel over the last couple of times at Tottenham we fell into the Tottenham trap. I call it the Tottenham trap. We allowed Tottenham
chasing all the time. That's a problem. Yes,
how to play football, and we can't do that tomorrow. We must dictate. I'm not even talking tempo, guys. I'm talking about passage of play, when to hold the ball, when to release the ball. We must dictate that. And if we've got to take, you know, Keith made a brilliant sporting point last night, actually, not just a refereeing point, but he made a sporting point. And he said, if it's starting to get a little bit itchy, a little bit of tension in there, slow the game down as a referee, slow it down, put your foot on the ball, he said, if you remember. And we must do that. We must, in patches, bang, put our foot on the ball and stop. Literally, you know, stop the flow of the game and then get back into it. So we don't do that enough. We're no illusionists at all at Manchester United. We're no, escapologists. We couldn't get out of a straitjacket at this point in time at all. But, David Moyes has loosened the straitjacket of Everton. Everton were in a right problem. They were sinking to the bottom. You know, they got a cinder block on their straitjacket and they were just going one way. Yep. He's come in and he's shown them and devised a way of removing that straitjacket. And he's done that by not sticking to a specific plan, but a more fluid plan. And I quite like it. Now, Amorim's already come out and he said, I'm going to stick with my system, and you're either on board or you're not. And I like that as well. So if he's going to do that, he can't afford to worry about what Moyes is going to do tomorrow. And the players can't afford to worry about what Everton are going to do tomorrow. So we've got to go in there. It's the old adage, Jarvis. Gaffer always says to you when you go away from home, what does he say? Now stay in the game, lads, for the first 10, 15 minutes. Keep it tight. Don't go out of shape, blah, 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 blah. You've heard it 1,000,001 times. So if we can do that, but Jarvis, when we're doing that, put a fucking cruncher in somewhere. Stick a reducer in 2 or 3 times in the first 15 minutes. Let Everton know we're not here to be bullied. Not today.
No.
Not today. Those days are over. You walk on that pitch. Yeah. We're coming to war today, mate, because we need those points. We've got to grasp it. Like Macaulay is going to grasp his fight against what's his name tomorrow? The New Zealand, Joseph Parker. He's come off the sideline with 48 hours notice and he's going into the biggest fight of his career tomorrow. We are doing exactly the same, Jarvis. Do not let anyone tell us we are not going into a fight, because we are going into a big, big scrap tomorrow. Now, we're all forgetting, and we are forgetting, Garner. He's a very accomplished footballer. If he starts, He's a very accomplished footballer. We know he's an accomplished footballer
Yes.
because we've seen him. And he's a very accomplished footballer. So I agree with you, Jarvis. I think they can hurt us all over the place. They really can. But there's things that worry me more about other teams than ourselves. There are players that will adapt. There are players that will adapt in other teams, not ours. Why can't we adapt? But Yarmolenko could say, yeah, go on, stick me at left back. Stick me at left wing back. I don't care. I just want to play. Ashley Young comes off the bench. We know his quality. I think there's room for Ericsson tomorrow, pal. Personally.
Yes, Ericsson is apparently back on track because he was out last game with an illness. I don't know what. Maybe he got the flu, the man flu, the dreaded man flu. Probably the worst thing you can ever experience as a man. But he's back. So that will be good. And Trevor Wade comes in and say, Jarvis, when is Stu going to be subbed out for a permanent Keith Hackett fixture?
Oh, dear. Well, you know, what do I have to put it with? Hey, Trev, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Quality opening as always, pal. Quality opening as always. I loved Alien Pete's Pete's comment, by the way. The only shape United has is a crab stain on the floor. Very good. I quite like that. He's true, isn't he? You know, we don't seem to move. So,
and I just want to say my condolences to Neil. He's going out tomorrow, so he's not getting to see the game. So big up Neil.
Big up Neil.
Out tomorrow, he will miss the game. The wife is going shopping.
Well, you know, you've got to do what you got to do.
Wear your sneakers.
Oh God.
Yes.
Forget your wallet as well somehow. Don't know how you're going to do it, but forget your wallet. Wear your sneakers and forget your wallet.
Big up Nas. He comes in. I think our club has hit rock bottom. So the pressure of playing in for this club is no longer an issue. This season,
I tend to agree with that.
Yeah. I think we are starting to at least getting close to the bottom, and I think we need to hit rock bottom and before us to be able to go up again.
So you know, they do say that, don't they? If you listen to any psychologist who deals with mentally ill patients, alcoholics, drug addicts, they need to hit that bottom before they can start progressing and clawing their way back out. So
yeah,
maybe that's what we need to do. And you know, maybe Jarvis, you know me, I've always got a bit of optimism about me. Maybe, like Danny B says, we scrape a 2-1.
Yes. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit optimistic. I'm not sure if I'm sharing your optimism. I won't be angry. I won't be disappointed, even if we lose, because I don't expect us to do anything. I just got to be honest. You know, it's been dreadful lately, and we have a lot of injuries. I'm not saying doom and gloom, but I'm saying I think we are where we are for a reason. And our players, I think our squad, we are 15th, and we have the 15th best squad in the league at the moment. And Everton, they are in form, so I think we will struggle. And it wouldn't surprise me if we lost the game. But let's see what we can do if we want to beat them. So I have put up a team when it comes to this. And you know me, when I do the tactical thing, I did a twist.
Ooh, interesting.
Because
I've done a twist.
As you said, we want to go and play our game, and we want to be aggressive, and we want to play on the front foot. And when we are playing last game, we had the Ligt and we had Masraoui playing in the back three, and we could see Casemiro being isolated by himself because Bruno was too high. Garnacho was too high up here. Same with the Cirques, he didn't do anything. So in a way, Bruno was all alone in all this space, and we said that he needed help from the centre backs. He needed centre backs to
push up. Yeah, he needed Maguire to go
play alongside him. But our centre backs didn't trust their pace, and they didn't play on the front foot. They played on the security first, and always tracking back as soon as possible. So that's why I would like to see a player like Dalot, because I think Dalot hasn't worked well in the right or left wing back. So let's
Yes.
make it simple for him. Let's try and let him play right wide centre back, because he has incredible pace. Dalot is our fastest player, our paciest player. You remember I told you the test for a 40-meter dash and 100-meter dash. I think Dalot was the fastest player in the squad. So if we play with Dalot and Euro, we have actually two players with incredible recovery pace. So we can actually play with the high line, even Maguire. And if the ball comes over, we have player that can run in behind and secure the ball. So that's why I want Dalot to start as right wing. I don't know, you're right wide centre back. What's your initial thoughts?
It's bold. But I like bold anyway, because my favourite phrase is always go rogue in a game of football, isn't it? And that is going rogue, even for Amorim. I can see the sense and the logic towards your use of Dalot there.
Because I think of, let's say, Kyle Walker at Manchester City.
Correct.
He's the guy who always do the recoveries.
He is the recovery guy.
Because he has the pace. So I can see Dalot in a similar role as Kyle Walker.
What it takes out, though, is an accomplishment on the football. And that is a good old mate, Mazzari. When you remove Mazzari out of it, you take an accomplishment, an accomplished player out of the system. Now, there's nothing to suggest and nothing to stop you, actually, switching Mazzari and Dalot. But then you've got to then sacrifice Xerxes or Garnacho, in my opinion, because I think everything else is probably set in stone. So there isn't anything. But I think
yeah, because you're thinking doing like this, and these two guys can interchange. But what I don't like how Mazraoui and Dalot plays together, because they don't communicate well.
No, they don't. They don't communicate well, and I don't think Dalot's a great communicator anyway.
No,
I really don't. And you would want Dorgu on the left, and I think you would want Euro outside there, because that's his favourite position. I've got a feeling, though, when it comes to a straight one-on-one, he'll play De Ligt over Maguire. And I don't think that's for anything else. I don't think Beto. I mean, he will push on Maguire, but I don't think he'll be as prominent against
1 meter 94 centimeters high, and he's a massive guy.
He's a big lad, isn't he? But I mean, De Ligt's no slouch. He's a meaty player himself. I think he might want De Ligt's mobility. And then again, there's a small difference in mobility, let's be honest, between De Ligt and Maguire. But I think De Ligt is slightly more mobile. I actually don't think he'll do that, really. Unfortunately, I don't think he will play Dalot as a right centre back. I
don't think so either. I'm just throwing it out there because I want to think outside the box. Try to
I do think it's a great move. So I think I would take Garnacho out, and I think you've got to, if you're playing that, or Xerxes. Actually, I'd probably take Xerxes out, put Garnacho up alongside Bruno and Højlund, and then pop in Mazzari as a wing back alongside, opposite Dorgu. I think that'll give us a much better balance. Look, it's a toss up whether or not you would remove Xerxes, because I think he's played his way into the starting 11. And we also know that Garnacho is a better 20-25 minute player than he is a 90-minute player.
So you would rather see Garnacho starting on the bench and playing this?
Unfortunately,
this will probably be what Amorim will choose.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Or he could go with De Ligt instead of Mazraoui. Either.
I think Mazzari starts.
Yeah.
I just think there's an accomplishment with him on the football. And he makes mistakes. Every footballer does. But he makes them in the minority rather than Dalot makes them
But Stu, I just want to say I have issues with these two guys playing together, as I said.
yes,
Last game we saw them and they couldn't figure out how to pick out Son. So Dalot was marking Son, and Masraoui couldn't jump and help Bruno in the midfield when Bruno was following. What's the name of the guy who scored on Spurs?
oh, Madison.
Madison, yes. So every time Madison dropped, Bruno followed, and there was a huge gap, and they interverted, and their wing back jumped in this area. Masraoui couldn't jump, so Casemiro had to defend all this big area by himself.
Yeah, that's because it's lazy football, Jarvis, and lack of
So basically, that's what happened. So I want to avoid that. I want to avoid simple interchanging opposition, ruining all our structure. So I think that's why I would love Dalot to start and maybe Masraoui just rest him, because when it will simplify the game, because Dalot will have the defensive responsibility, and Garnacho, we know Garnacho, he's no defender, so he will bomb on forward all the time.
So if you draw a square there, if you just draw a downward line on that yellow part, left. So that square goes to the left. So
here,
hold it there. That's your optimum position as a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
That is your optimum zone. So you don't need two people in there. If, as you quite rightly pointed out, Son or Harrison in this particular game runs in behind Garnacho and in between Garnacho and Dalot, you can then move. You just put a circle on Dalot and just circle him around within that area. Just circle him around, just to hold him and just move him around in a circular motion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wherever Harrison goes, Mazzari or Dalot can go. That's the optimum position. That's your optimum box as a fullback, as a left sided or a right sided fullback in this occasion.
Yeah, well, he's centre back, wide centre back.
So Garnacho, you can push in.
Remember, you have Drogo, so if they attack on this side, Drogo will drop down. So we will.
So what that means is
back four.
Yeah. So that what means is you can run Ugarte and Casemiro slightly together, so it pinches your favourite zone 14. We never pinch that zone ever. If you notice, we never pinch that zone. You can move them almost closer together, and that allows just put them a little. That's it. You can pinch that zone, so you don't want Beto running in between them. And then Garnacho. So if you put Beto in between them, this is where you're right. If you add another circle to just slightly cross Dalot and surround Xerxes, that's it, around there, where you are.
Like this.
Bit further down.
Oh. I can't remove.
That's okay. No. Well, roughly. That's roughly right. And if you were to put, that's it. And if you put the Garnacho at the bottom of that circle, Xerxes, that's it there. There's your optimum. The Madison would never have got in there, pal. In a million years, he just wouldn't have had that space. We know it didn't happen. I get it didn't happen. I understand it didn't happen. But my point is, with communication, if I'm Dalot, you're Garnacho, Jarvis, that's where I'm pulling you. I don't want you touching Harrison. You don't need to be anywhere near Harrison.
Remember, we have Mikolenko in this team. He will also bomb on, and he will probably overlap. And Harrison is the one who will try to underlap or cut inside.
But that's absolutely fine. Look where we've got Garnacho positioned.
Yes.
That's the idea of his position there. So when he does come through, it's easy for Garnacho just to flip him in front of Harrison. And it's easy for Dalot just to tootle along that little white line and say, no problem, Mikolenko, where you go. That's exactly right. That's why the communications never worked with them. And that's why it should have worked. And I understand your reasoning for Dalot on speed. I totally get that. But when we pinch the middle, which we never do, and that really pisses me off, when you do pinch the middle, you will allow that time then that allows Xerxes, Bruno or Garnacho to get into position. Once you pinch that zone 14, as I say, we pinch the 14 anyway, do we? So
I'm just resetting all of this.
Yes.
Let's just go through the different roles. Ugarte is coming back from the injury. Will most likely start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who will be his number 8? Because Ugarte will be the number 6. Could we see
I would,
Casemiro again, or we have an option with Eriksen? Also Bruno as another option. So we have these 3 players who can start in that position. So who do you prefer?
we don't need Bruno anywhere near
No.
Ugarte.
Okay.
I would play Eriksen tomorrow.
You would play Eriksen. Okay.
I think he's better on the ball. I think he's. Sorry, I've just read Pete's comments. Sorry, mate. Stu, just hold him, move him around in a circular motion. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I didn't realise I was saying that. Thanks, Pete. Much appreciated, pal. There's 2 reasons I like to see Eriksen. You need an exponent on the football, somebody who can pick a pass, short range or long range. Now we know that Bruno can do it when he's on the game, but I think he's stifled when he plays in the 8. He doesn't like the 8. He doesn't like playing alongside Ugarte. He doesn't know where to do with it. He doesn't know where to position himself. When you don't know where to position yourself, that's where you go chasing.
Yeah, okay.
When you go ball watching, you go chasing the ball. And how many times have you sat on this channel and all the channels that we've done in the past and said, just watch Bruno doing this, doing that, zigzagging all across because he doesn't know where to position himself sometimes. Eriksen, if you put Ugarte and Eriksen closer together so they're almost touching each other, God, I'm getting worse, aren't I? This is where the tandem that you like, emotion comes in. This is where the 2 tandem bits come in. So Eriksen will always be ahead of Ugarte, and Ugarte can follow him up the pitch where he needs to, but he can do it in the middle. He can always do it across the spine because Eriksen has got a little bit more nous about him to be able to position himself where he needs to be. Eriksen's also had a rest.
Yes, even though illness.
Even though he's been ill, he's been resting for the last couple of games, and we've seen when he's come back after 2 or 3 games out, he's got that energy, and we need an Eriksen with energy. You get Eriksen.
And a good thing is, sorry for interrupting. A good thing he likes to drop in these pockets. You know, as Madison likes to drop in these playmaker pockets here. So if he receives the ball deep in this area, we could actually see him hitting the ball a diagonal over to Garnacho, for example, if he starts on this side.
Yes, and he will do the opposite on the on the opposite side. You're absolutely right. But once he gets in to the lightly shaded area where Lindstrom is, for example, once Eriksen gets into that shaded area, that's where he should become ultimately dangerous. Just a bit further over to where Lindstrom is in that lightly shaded area, he should become ultra dangerous there because you've got that 30, 35 yards where he should be able to dictate where we play. The problem is, if you put Højlund in uncharted territory, that would be by the penalty spot, by the way. He's never there, is he? Where we need him. We need Garnacho coming up just on the edge of the area on the diagonal. Big Xerxes hovering around between Garner and Gay, ready to run the left and right of that particular channel. Bruno sweeping up, Ugarte be on the edge of the penalty, on the edge of the centre circle, ready to mop up. That's I'd put him actually behind Beto. I would always play him behind Beto there, and then because
so you want Ugarte here,
correct? Just in case we can get in and we can stop Beto, and then obviously, you've got Decore free there. On this occasion, he's not free because he's actually looking after Xerxes. Now, it's always a problem with turnover, isn't it? Ball turnover. You know this as well as I do. Through all your years of playing football, once you're attacking, if you're slightly even wrong in your positional play, if the turnover's right, they can manoeuvre themselves out quite quickly. We did it ourselves a couple of weeks ago against Fulham, didn't we? The way that we played.
We did, yes.
And got down the field in 5 passes. There's nothing to say.
Over to this side, and it was Dorgu,
exactly right.
Dorgu when he came. He played Xerxes in the middle, and he just flicked it on into the back.
That's right. Yeah. Now, there's nothing to say that Everton can't break on us. And that's why you've always got that extra cover of Agate alongside Maguire.
Mm.
Now, this is where I 100% agree with you. You got the pace of Dalot and you got the pace of Euro.
Mm. You have
that's
two
so that's why I do agree
be
with
aggressive
it.
and compress this area, and we can continue to dominate the opposition, because
Correct.
the role of the centre back is so important. And I think we missed a lot of this as soon as Martinez got injured. I think we lost the aggression of the centre backs. But now, at least, that's why also I'm advocating for Dalot to maybe get a go at the right centre back.
I agree. Now, you've got Dorgu out of position, obviously, but if they were to break, and the ball was whipped into Mykolenko, Dalot diagonally shoots. He doesn't go straight. He diagonally comes across, and he fills this area here just by the halfway line. And it's all about, the other way, down towards Harrison. Down towards Harrison. There you go. And that's all about stifle. It's not about the tackle. It's not about stopping. It's about hesitation.
Yes.
And he wants Harrison
we know first rule of defending. What's that?
Yeah.
First rule.
First rule defending in Stu Woolley's case is smack. That's the first one. But this is all about this is all about, I call it hesitation, delay. It's all about hesitation. Stop him. What am I going to do now? Because I've got Dalot facing me. Am I going to?
Yeah, and you can't outrun him. He will follow you all the way.
Correct. So are you going to go Giggs-esque?
He will
exactly right. I agree. By the time that happens, Maguire's locked himself back in. Yoro's probably already here in the lightly shaded area. That's it. Yeah, that was quite funny. And then you've got Agate. He's already in. Agate will already be in and around the middle. And then Beto, Ericsson will get himself back. Garnacho will get himself back. So it's an interest. It could well be an interesting way. I think we can. Excuse me. I think we can actually get at them by playing that system.
Yeah.
If Dalot and Garnacho learn to operate in the correct way within their zones.
Because we both know that Garnacho, he will function as a wing back when we are into attack. He will actually do well.
He'll do very well in the final third, yeah.
Yes. So the big issue will be defending. And especially the moment when the right wing back has to push over, let's say Euro push over here, and Garnacho will be the guy defending the back post and this area. I'm really skeptical to a player like Garnacho and his defensive abilities.
Well, but he's got to learn.
Yes.
We say it all the time, Jarvis, you're in the elite of the sport at Manchester United.
Yeah,
you're in the elite. You're still young. You've got to be able to learn. People talk about players can't adapt to different positions. Well, I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Look what Moyes has done with Everton. I've never bought it, Jarvis, and I never will. I just don't get it. You can do a job as a professional footballer. You can do a job, but then again, we are laced with commentators going, "Wow, look at that control by Bellingham." It's fucking professional footballer. Of course, he can take it out of the sky like that. Why is that such a big fucking deal?
Yes.
If an amateur player does it, fair enough. But these players are doing that day in, day out, day in, day out, day in and day out. So can you tell me why you can't learn to run from point A to point B when the gaffer's telling you where he wants you to be? When Mykolenko, I call him Yarmolenko still for some reason, but when Mykolenko has got the ball, Jarvis, why can't you understand and determine that when he's got the ball, the gaffer wants me here? The end.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. Speaking about Everton, you are mentioning Mykolenko, and O'Brien is a robust, actually a centre back who plays as a right back, right foot. So when they go into attack, they play with the back three, same as we do. And Mykolenko, I don't know. Do he invert? Do you know, or
he does both? He does both. Yeah, he does
invert.
Yeah, they do both. They both invert. They both don't. But they'll only invert sometimes when the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch, and that's where actually you
So
don't
you think
press.
it could be more of like a box with
Correct.
Mikolenko
Yeah.
and you have Harrison and Lindstrom on both sides, providing the width, and Beto in the central area.
Sorry, Neil's absolutely spot on. We were talking about Garnacho or players there because they're lazy. You're absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
And that's why actually, Jarvis, we talk about zonal pressing rather than aggressive pressing. So it's more passive pressing, isn't it? That's where you would passive press rather than really be aggression in your face. Because if you were to chase Harrison in and suddenly Mikolenko spins in behind, that's where you get all the space sometimes. Because Garnacho's decided to go after Harrison.
Yes.
And you don't want him going after Harrison.
But Stu, enough with this, Dalot. I understand that the devilish tacticos are not agreeing with me about the idea of playing Dalot as a right-sided wide centre back. So
could I just float this before you take him out? Let me just float this, Jarvis. Okay. Just before you take him out, let me just ask this question: Can he be any worse than what's actually happening right now on the pitch? I mean, it's a genuine question. Yeah. Before you take him out, and you're not, also, by the way, Jarvis, Amorim's not abandoning his principles.
No,
he's just utilising squad depth. So, look, I'm kind of with you, mate. I don't think it's the world's worst idea. The only thing I do think, if you remove Matsari out the 11, you remove a really accomplished footballer. And that does make a difference. It really does. When you've got somebody...
But I have to tell you, I was actually I was a little bit unsure if Ugarte was going to start, but I was playing with the idea of playing Mazraoui as one of the in the pivot.
Well, do you know?
And then you could interchange as much as you want with these two guys.
Yes, you could. Look, wow! I don't really know what to say about that one. I would rather have Xerxes in there rather than Matsari.
Well, Xerxes, he's lazy.
And by the way, that's also a bold move.
The ball movement is terrible.
Yes, that is also a bold move. Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think he's off the ball, but I think Xerxes could really adapt himself to be a really accomplished 8.
Yeah, I think so. I think he has a good reading of the game, but
he is lazy.
His technique.
He is very, very lazy.
Yes.
So I think he could be an accomplished 8. But even so, Jarvis, when we get up to the 20 to 25 yard area, teams defend against us with ease and poise because we don't run in behind. We don't push on Tarkowski. We don't get in between Tarkowski and Pickford. We're not making that run. We're not. When was the last time? I'm talking in the box here, Jarvis. I'm not talking outside the box. In the box. If you were to put Højlund bang on the penalty spot, if you were to place him there, when was the last time he was caught offside in that position? Anyone in the devilish tacticos, could you please tell me? Because that's where I don't care, right, if he's caught offside 5 times, because the 6th time he might not be and he scores. That's why I want him. I can't get my head around, right, why he can't play that area. Anyway.
Yes. Do you know how many big chances Højlund has missed this season?
If you are Everton and you go 1 up tomorrow, what are you thinking? You're thinking, we're going to be all right here. We're going to be okay. As long as we don't give away a spot kick, i.e. Bruno, Bruno from the penalty spot. We don't allow Garnacho in behind us, and we don't risk a free kick from Eriksen, we could actually sit tight at 1-0. That's what Everton could well be thinking, because they know Hoyland's not going to really trouble.
If we go 1-0 down, I would do one thing, and that's pretty simple. I would push Maguire up top.
Yes, give Tarkowski something to think about.
I would put him and start spamming balls into Maguire and tell Garnacho and Hoyland to run in behind.
To run in behind. Yeah, I totally agree. And we've got to do something. So I like the way that Everton play, and they probably actually will play that kind of what you've got there. It's probably how they'll play in the middle.
Yeah,
that nice little six, that little kind of sphere thing. They'll probably play like that, and they'll be artists. Yeah, and
be solid. Try to overload the central area.
Yeah, and they'll try and push the movement.
Because they know Bruno will wander off. Same with Xerxes, so it will be 4 against 2 a lot of the time.
They'll be like your snowplow front. If it forks in like that, they'll just go like that and try and play their way through us. But
Stu, I want to go to the VAR room. Jay comes in and say,
Who's
30.
Who's the VAR?
No.
Devilish Tacticos. Come on, Devilish Tacticos.
Yes. Sorry for the insult. Devilish Tacticos. Daniel Brain comes in and say, I think Xerxes is used to Italian football, and it's okay saying run more, but he's a big lad and energy levels don't just occur that fast. And if he trains well and puts the effort, he could make it.
I agree. I agree.
But he's not there yet. So I think that's a really good comment. I think you're right. Trevor comes in and say Dalot was loaned to AC Milan for a reason. He was crap.
He is crap.
And he is crap. Well,
you can only work with what you've got.
Of the season last season.
Yeah, and you can only work with what you've got. We've got this squad of players, so you can only actually work with what you've got. So we've got a real.
And Dave comes in and say Jarvis comparing Kyle Walker with Dalot is like comparing George Foreman with the.
That's brilliant.
So and Neil has come in many of times now and said Jarvis, I would drop Dalot, he's crap. So I get it. I will put my Dalot idea, throw it in the bin. So let's start over again. Let's not gone down over again. Well, I know the knowledge of the Devilish Tacticos. Yes. They know their football. So I'm most likely wrong when it comes to this. So I want to go and I want to know your preferred starting 11 then, Stu. How do you think Amorim will set up his team?
Is it my preferred start 11 or what Amorim will do?
Well, you will play the 3-5-2 if it was up to you, but
I would. But anyway, we'll go with Amorim. So I'm going to go with Yoro. I'm going to go with. I think it'll be De Ligt, not Maguire, and I think it will be. Mazzari. Yoro, De Ligt, Mazzari. That's what I think it will be. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Or he drops Yoro.
Yoro, De Ligt, Mazzari. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that one. Sorry, guys, my son's calling me. Just bear with me 1 second.
Okay. No problem. I just need to pick this up. I will talk to the chat while you are on the phone. So Alien Tenno say we let Golden Glow David De Gea leave for free and bought an African Bart Simpson for 50 million. Yeah. The Onana debate will be going. I think it's been a while since we saw a howler from him. So I don't know. Tomorrow could be something. Trevor Wade say my starting 11 is Dalot. No. And Alien Tenno say De Ligt is not a Premier League level. So I don't know. I'm willing to give De Ligt a chance. I think he needs just a little bit more time to adapt. I think he's really good on the ball, and for me, he's good. He's good. I was just willing to give him time. And Daniel Brain, that's how you say your name. If Xerxes can work, have more work rate, they aren't many tall technical strikers out there that have this touch, link up, and control. Yes, and that's the thing you get with Xerxes. He's really good on the ball, and that's the thing. And we saw last game. I think he has courage, and he wants to create. And every time he receives the ball, he wants to do something with it, and it's not afraid to hold on to the ball. So I think Xerxes has played himself into the starting 11, especially now with all the injuries. So it's up to him now to convince me that he can do the work defensively. So yeah, I see Xerxes starting tomorrow, and I hope he will do well. Let's see. We have Ahmad is free from 10. Haram comes in and say the worst thing is we want to replace Onana with Sion Suzuki. He's literally a clone of Onana. These goalkeeper scouts need to be sacked. I don't know. I haven't seen much from this Suzuki, but he's apparently really good with the ball in his feet. So, but I would go for a ordinary goalkeeper that can strike a pass. That's all I need. This most important thing is to save the ball. And J United comes in and say De Ligt is currently our best center back. So yeah, it is what it is. So guys, we are on 2 seconds. I'm just gonna get my graphics up here. We are on 29 likes. So yes, people, smash the like. Okay. Let's see. I hope Stu is okay. Let's see. This is Jay's preferred 11. It says Onana, De Ligt, Maguire, Masraoui, Dalot, Dorgu, Ugarte, Eriksson, Bruno, Garnacho, and Højlund. Yes, I think that's a good setup. Let's go back to this and see. Guys, come in with your preferred 11 and we can compare. So it goes with De Ligt, Maguire, and Masraoui. So you go something like this. You have Masraoui, De Ligt, and Euro. Okay, so you want to go with Maguire as the central defender. Yes. So it goes something like this, and no De Ligt in that back three. And let's see. I'm just gonna swap forward and backward. You say Masraoui and Dalot. No, Dalot and Dorgu, Ugarte, Eriksson, Bruno, Garnacho, and Højlund. Yeah, so no Xerxes on J United. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I think Euro will start. I'm pretty sure Euro will start. So for me, I think he needs to start. When it comes to Xerxes, it's his defensive work that worries me a little bit. And you have Højlund. And if it was me, I think Eriksson won't start. I think Bruno will start in the pivot, and we will see Dalot here and Garnacho up here. So this will be our starting 11 tomorrow. So yeah, and let's go to the match predictions. So guys, who do you think will score tomorrow, and what will the score be on the game? Let's see, you guys come in with your match predictions. Trevor Wade comes in and say Lenny Euro left centre back is the best. And Ahmad Alien Tenno comes in and say De Ligt has cost us 3 goals with his no awareness. Go watch back games back. Yep. I agree. But he's new to the Premier League, and we all know it takes a little bit of time. So I think it's too quick to judge. Day 147 comes in and say he's going for a draw, 1-1. He's hoping. Alien Tenno comes in, said 2-0 Everton. Nice and simple. Yes. I'm not feeling it, Alien. I don't know. I think we will get something, at least a draw from this game. Daniel Brain comes in and say 1-2 to United. United win. So who will be your goal scorers, Daniel? tell me in the chat. J United comes in, yes, with the 2-0. Man United, Garnacho and Slabby, probably a header. And Madhouse, big up Madhouse, comes in and say one thing I know 100% is that Everton will score first. Evening, folks. That's my biggest fear. If Everton scores first, I think we will really struggle, creating something. So I don't hope they score first. I think it's vital for us. I don't know if you guys read today all the stats coming on in with big chances created. I read that Højlund this season has missed 3 big chances. So as a striker for 20 games, he has missed 3 chances. It tells me a lot. Garnacho was on top of that list. I think he was 12. Let's see. I can share this. I found this on Facebook of all things. It says that Man United have created 49 big chances in the Premier League this season, and we have missed 43 of them. And Manchester United has converted 12.24% of their big chances created in the Premier League this season. So it's 6 out of 49. So it's not a system issue. It's not a manager issue. It's a player issue. So the conclusion is give the manager good attacking players, because the ones we have are absolutely rubbish. Stu, are you back?
I've come to apologise. I need to go.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I understand.
I've come to apologise.
We talk later.
Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, mate. I've got to go.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Where was I? Sorry about that, but Stu had to go. Something came up, and that's life. That's life. So everybody, give a big love heart for Stu in the chat. I don't know what happened, but something apparently is going on. So he needed to leave. So Ahmad is free from Tottenham comes in and say no need to apologize. See you, Stu. Yes. Take care, Stu. Big up. Abu B Sisai comes in and say United will take all 3 points tomorrow, all by Rasmus. Let's hope so. He needs a goal, so just to get his confidence back. But since you left, I don't have much more to talk about. I'm sorry we had to end a little bit quickly. I need to call Stu and talk to him. I don't know what happened, but I hope that he will be okay. Big up comes in and say, I hope your live show went well today on Big Up. You say, hey Jarvis, look serious, but Stu, hopefully it's okay. Yes, me too. I don't know what's going on, so we will know. By the way, guys, I will jump over to Nuruddin's channel. I will be there in 5 minutes time. So guys, girls, if you want, jump over to United Real Therapy, and we will continue the debate. My prediction for the game tomorrow, I think we will win 2-1. I don't think we will keep a clean sheet. I hope that Xerxes will have a goal, and I don't know who will be the second goal scorer. Most likely Bruno. So 2-1 Man United, Xerxes and Bruno. So thank you, everybody. J United comes in. Nice one, Jarvis. Great show, everybody. Trevor, Daniel, Alien, Samix, Nash, Dave, Ahmad is free from Teneram, Abu, Nathan Lee Lewis. We will be back tomorrow after the game. So tune in. See you then. Have a good one, and bye.